guys, what's up? This is Blaze the Movie Fan and it's time for another episode review. And this time I will be reviewing Who Shot Mr. Burns. Since this really is a 40-minute long episode split into two parts, I will be talking about both parts in the same video. So without further ado, let's begin. So the episode basically begins with Seymour Skinner and groundskeeper Willie discovering that there is a fucking oil behind the school. When Superintendent Chalmers discovers that too, he gets angry at Skinner at first, but after discovering that the school can get very fucking rich off that oil, he's actually okay with that and supports the school. Yep, the school is getting very fucking rich very fucking fast because of that oil. Every employee of the Springfield Elementary School is happy about that. However, not everybody in Springfield is happy about that. In fact, there is one man who doesn't like the fact that the school is getting rich at all, and that is none other than Montgomery Burns. Proving yet again how much of a greedy bastard Burns is. He wants to get that fucking oil so badly. So he disguises himself as a student of the school and thinks he can trick Skinner into handing the oil over to him. But unfortunately for Burns, Skinner is not stupid. In fact, he easily saw through the fucking disguise. And Skinner also tells Burns that it's not for sale, which is understandable because Burns is, after all, an evil man. But Burns doesn't give up easily. In fact, he steals the fucking oil from the school. And that's what I fucking love about Burns. If he wants something, he fucking gets it. Simple as that. But Burns uses the oil that he stole to cause a lot of disastrous events happening. Moe has to close his bar, Santa's little helper gets very hurt, Abraham Simpson loses his home, the school loses a lot of money, and a lot more things happen. And Burns doesn't care. You know what? That's what I fucking love about Montgomery Burns. He might be an awful person, but god damn it, he is a fucking awesome villain. He definitely has the personality and traits that makes for a fucking awesome villain. And yeah, that's exactly the reason why Burns is my favorite Simpsons character. Now after everyone in Springfield gets angry, Lisa doesn't understand how Homer can work for that evil bastard, which is totally understandable. But when Homer gets back to work, he is very fucking annoyed by the fact that Burns doesn't remember his name, which is totally understandable. It can indeed be very fucking annoying if your boss doesn't remember your name. Anyway, the rest of the citizens of Springfield get their fucking guns ready, and they really want their revenge on Mr. Burns. Now Homer Simpson is so desperate about getting Burns to remember his name that he does everything he can to force it into him, which again is understandable. But anyway, later Burns is about to do something that is as bad, if not worse, than what he did with that oil. He's about to block the fucking sun. And I'm like, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's truly evil, and that makes him a very great villain. In fact, this is so fucking evil that not even Smithers agrees with this. Unfortunately, Smithers gets fired because of the fact that he wasn't willing to do what Burns said. Anyway, later at the town's meeting, everyone is ready with their guns and want to attack Burns. Unfortunately, by everybody, I mean everybody. That includes Burns. I will admit one thing, there is one scene happening at that meeting that I find very funny. When the people explain why they are so fucking angry at Burns, Bart says that Burns did hurt his best friend and everybody looks at Milhouse. That is so fucking funny. Now keep in mind that I do not at all think that it's funny that Santa's little helper got hurt so much. It's only the fact that the people looked at Milhouse that I found to be funny. But anyway, shortly after, somebody pulls the fucking trigger and shoots Montgomery Burns. Who exactly did it? It's a true mystery. Of course, I already knew before watching this episode today who it really was, but I am going to act like I don't know, since that would make this review more interesting. Anyway, in the next part, Smithers is at a new home and feels like absolute shit. Yeah, he can't really live without Burns, which is pretty shit. Anyway, Chief Wickham is trying to figure out who the fuck shot Mr. Burns. But it doesn't take long until the killer confesses. Smithers is apparently the one who shot Mr. Burns. Or so it seems. Sideshow Mill reveals to Wickham that Smithers couldn't possibly have been the one who shot Burns, since he wasn't at the meeting at the time Burns was shot. Now that's a fucking relief. I wouldn't believe that Smithers would shoot someone he cares about so much anyway. Smithers was shooting a creepy old man, and thankfully he only shot that creepy old man's fake legs. But the mystery still is strong, since every citizen of Springfield is a suspect. Now this part of the two-part episode is definitely the funnier part. Now don't get me wrong, I don't think that the main plot is funny, but what the suspects do is fucking hilarious. Skinner couldn't have been the one who shot Burns because he was using a woman makeup. That is so fucking funny. Title Puant sings a song about Burns. And the fact that he was singing a song instead of shooting Burns is also very fucking funny. Yeah, that guy couldn't have done it. And Mo is attached to a lie detector. And that scene is also very fucking funny. It's confirmed that Mo isn't the one who shot Burns. But everything he says afterwards is a lie, and I found the fact that the lie detector beeped so much to be very funny. The best part about the scene is the end, when Mo said, "I don't deserve to be there," and the lie detector bleeped. Unfortunately, Wickham has no luck. But then later, Wickham gets an idea to scan the DNA found on Burns' suit. And as it turns out, a Simpson is responsible for killing Montgomery Burns. Who could possibly be behind that? Well, Abraham Simpson is the only one of them that has a gun. As for every other Simpsons member, yeah, I find that very unlikely. But earlier in the same episode, Homer Simpson did say that he had a damn good reason to be angry at Burns, and I have to agree. The fact that Burns couldn't remember Homer's name is indeed a fucking damn good reason. Anyway, Homer Simpson is under arrest for murdering Burns. And Lisa thinks that he is innocent. And you know what? I completely agree with Lisa. I don't think Homer would have the guts to kill his own boss. But thankfully, while Wickham goes to a restaurant, his car flips over and Homer gets to get the fuck out of there. Anyway, back at the hospital where Burns is at, he keeps saying Homer Simpson over and over and over again, which is understandable since Homer did force his name into him shortly before he was shot. Yeah, Burns is not doing well at all. I don't think Burns really said Homer Simpson because he's the one who shot him. I think he only said that because that's really all he can say. But anyway, everyone in Springfield, with an exception of Lisa, suspects that Homer really is the one who fucking shot Burns. But thankfully shortly after, Burns gets back to normal and tells the citizens of Springfield the whole story. So basically in a flashback, Burns is trying to steal candy from Maggie Simpson. And stealing candy from a baby is harder than Burns thought. I will admit, I do like how this episode makes fun of the term "it's like stealing candy from a baby." And even though I did like the gag in Family Guy that made fun of that very same term, I personally think that the Simpsons did a better job making fun of that term. Anyway, after Maggie sees Burns' gun, Maggie takes it and shoots Burns. Now Burns demands Maggie to be under arrest, but unfortunately, babies aren't punished for that. Now Marge thinks that it was all an accident, but I personally don't think that it was. I mean, it was obvious that Maggie was upset that her candy was being stolen, so that explains why Maggie shot. But overall, the miracle of hospitals completely healed Mr. Burns, and yeah, now everything is back to normal. Now it's time for my overall thoughts. This is, to my known length, the only two-part episode. And I did ask someone else, and apparently I am right. Why the fuck haven't the Simpsons done other two-part episodes? I have no idea. And no, I am not counting episodes that are direct references to previous episodes. By two-parter, I mean two episodes that continue in that exact order. And yeah, it is the only one. But this episode truly shows that the Simpsons can make fucking awesome crime mystery drama. It was never clear who the killer really was, and the person who really shot Mr. Burns is the most unlikely suspect. And you know what? I fucking love this episode a lot. In fact, I wouldn't mind watching it again. And so with that, I'm going to give this episode 2 thumbs up. The Simpsons really should try to make another two-parter, because as they did this one so fucking well, I'm sure they will be able to do another one as well. Well guys, that's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching and have a great day.